So with nationals coming up in literally 3 to 4 weeks, I thought I would give my opinion on where I think I would rank in the upcoming nationals here in Canada that are happening in Gatineau, June 29th, 2024. So buckle up, it's gonna be an easy, quick, smooth one here, but let's get right into it. So this is my first nationals tournament I will have ever done. I've been arm wrestling for coming on 8 years, literally at the end of this year, 8 years, and I have never done a national tournament. I've done provincials. Actually, I've done provincials like twice. Yeah, twice. But I've traveled pretty much, I wouldn't say everywhere, but I've traveled everywhere in Canada to arm wrestle, from the provinces of Nova Scotia, Ontario, arm wrestled in Quebec, but no tournaments. Done tournaments in Alberta, and now, of course, British Columbia, where I reside. But this year was my first provincials in British Columbia, and in 2017, the second year I started arm wrestling, I had provincials in Nova Scotia. So this is going to be it was my second provincials in my first national tournament. When I started arm wrestling, I was sitting around 180 pounds. And for the upcoming 3 to 5 years, I was always between 180 to 187. I always struggled in there. Well, up until a couple of years ago, I hit the 190 mark. And up until extremely recently, my max weight I ever weighed in the morning was a whopping 217.6 pounds. So coming up on that 220 pound limit. Now, as you guys know, genetically, some people are more dominant lower body, upper body. Some people have a bigger chest versus a bigger back. Some people have bigger arms than someone who doesn't. But for someone like me, I am going up several weight classes. In a national tournament setting, I'm literally going up like 4 weight classes from the 180 pounds, because I believe it goes up every 10 kilos. So like 80 kilos, 90 kilos, 100 kilos, 110 kilos, 120 kilos, you get it. And this is the first time I'm going to be competing at the 100 kilo weight class, especially at a national tournament, considering it's my first. So what am I getting to? Well, I'm kind of a little bit confused, because as you guys have seen me the last several years, or for those who have known me for a very long time, I am not someone who's known for having extremely big arms. I'm not someone who's known as someone who has extremely strong and big biceps. I'm not someone who's known as having big triceps, and the list goes on. I'm essentially known, at least to my understanding, someone who has a strong hand. Yeah, it's pretty freaking simple, but that's only gonna get me so far. So in the last year, 2 years, I've been obviously looking to gain some weight so I can overall build up strength. The problem is that my body doesn't hold all my weight in just one area. I am someone who has my weight distributed from literally the top of my head to my toes. Like, if you were to look at me in the bare minimum of just shorts, you would see that I'm pretty much structured evenly throughout my whole body, which, you know, can be at a great advantage in the long term. But when you're talking about, well, for myself, relative in the short term, you would see some people who are just extremely dominant on the upper body, extremely dominant in the biceps or the arms. I'm not like that. I have literally 15.5 to 16-inch arms on a good day. So it's going to be extremely interesting to see how I'm going to do in a tournament where I'm actually going up a weight class, where the reality is most people are actually cutting weight. So technically speaking, I'm going here, and the people that I'm supposed to be competing are coming down a notch. So this leads me into the point I'm trying to get to. How well do I think I'm going to do at the 100 kilo class? To be honest, I think I'm going to do good. I'm not expecting to come top 3 in Canada. I think that's extremely unrealistic from my standard, but I also don't think I'm gonna place in last. How many people are gonna be applying to the weight class? Well, I obviously don't know, but just taking a bird's view, I don't know how to say that. Just taking a look from the outside, looking in, I just think I'm gonna do great. I think I'm going to come somewhere in the middle of the pack, and we'll see what happens, because honestly, at the end of the day, there's a chance I get absolutely annihilated, and there's a chance that I kind of maybe underestimate myself and do a lot better. Now, I'm obviously, because I haven't competed ever at a national level, maybe I am expecting a little bit more than probably what's going to happen. And I might surprise myself and do a lot better and maybe even place top 5. But it will be extremely interesting to see because I've pulled with, like I was just mentioning, I've pulled with people in Nova Scotia, I've pulled with people in Ontario and Quebec, Alberta, obviously British Columbia. It'll be nice to kind of catch back up with people I haven't arm wrestled with in years, especially since the COVID years from people in Ontario. So it'll be kind of cool to look back and just see where the differences lie between myself and the people that I've arm wrestled in the past. Because as you guys know, when you step away from somewhere you've arm wrestled for a long time, and then you end up meeting back up with the same people that you pulled with years ago, if you feel like you've gotten a lot stronger, it's going to be extremely interesting because you can kind of see who's leveled up and who has not. And I truly believe that I have leveled up from 4 years ago. How much? Well, that's to see this year. But it'll be super cool to see a bunch of people that I haven't seen in so many years and just see, the differences where we all lie. But I think I am genuinely going to do well. I am not expecting to just go in there and start, running through people. To be honest, this is not my, well, you guys know, I've mentioned it a million times. This is not my natural weight. I am literally on the upscale trying to slowly get up there. So I don't know what weight class I'm eventually trying to get to, but I still want to keep on the uptrend and then eventually stabilize and then maybe get a little bit more dominant on the upper body. Not that I want to have like a disproportionate ratio, but you guys know what I'm saying. I just want to be extremely strong in a very high weight class, and unfortunately, but fortunately, it does take time to do. Thought I would give you guys an update as Nationals is literally in about 4 weeks when this video drops. I feel good, I'm feeling strong. I'm having a little bit of issues in these tendons right at the end of the bicep. So if you guys know what to do and know how to help, drop it down in the comments or DM me because I'm getting a little bit of issues in that tendon. Other than that, I feel good. I'm only going to be competing right hand at this tournament. I will not be competing left. And I'm assuming there's an after pull at these tournaments. There's always an after pull somewhere, so I actually don't know. If you guys know if there's an after pull, let me know. I'm gonna film the whole thing. I think it's gonna be sick. I mean, I think we can all somewhat agree that the after pull, in my opinion, is usually better than the actual tournament. Saying that, I'm gonna drop it there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like it, consider subscribing. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Till then, peace.